Have you ever wondered how a baby survives inside the womb for 9 months without breathing, eating, or drinking? The secret lifeline is one of the most advanced biological connections in human development, the umbilical cord. Welcome to Inside Human Biology, where we decode the hidden science of the human body in the simplest and most trusted medical way. Today, we're exploring one of nature's most incredible feats of engineering, the umbilical cord. We'll uncover how this amazing structure connects mother and baby not just physically, but on a deep biological, chemical, and physiological level. It's a journey that reveals how life is sustained before the first breath is ever taken. So, let's dive into the microscopic world of this vital connection. First off, let's clear up a common misconception. The umbilical cord isn't just a simple rope-like tube. It's a perfectly engineered fetal organ, meticulously designed to support a new life from the earliest days of pregnancy all the way to birth. Think of it as a biological superhighway at its core. It contains 3 major blood vessels. There's 1 large vein and 2 smaller arteries. These vessels are not just loosely bundled together. They are cushioned and protected by a special, gelatinous substance called Wharton's jelly. This jelly is incredibly important. It acts as a shock absorber and a protective shield, preventing the blood vessels from getting compressed or kinked, even when the baby is tumbling around in the womb or during the powerful contractions of labor. Thanks to Wharton's jelly, the flow of life-sustaining blood remains constant and uninterrupted. This intricate design ensures the baby receives everything it needs, every second of every day. So, how does this remarkable organ even come into existence? The formation of the umbilical cord is a fascinating process that begins incredibly early in development. It all starts between the 3rd and 4th week of embryonic life, when a structure called the connecting stalk begins to form. This is the very first physical link between the developing embryo and what will become the placenta. As the weeks progress, this connecting stalk undergoes a dramatic transformation. By around week 7, it has fully evolved into the umbilical cord we recognize. It becomes covered by a protective membrane called the amnion, and its interior fills with a type of embryonic tissue known as mesoderm. This mesoderm is what eventually develops into the protective Wharton's jelly we just talked about. At this point, the cord firmly connects the growing fetus to the placenta, which serves as the baby's all-in-one life support station, handling everything from breathing to feeding. Now, let's address another huge misunderstanding. Many people imagine the umbilical cord plugging directly into the mother's body, like an electrical cord into a wall socket. But medically, that's not how it works at all. The connection is far more sophisticated. The cord connects the baby to the placenta, and it's the placenta that interfaces with the mother's uterine blood supply. It's a brilliant 3-part system: mother, placenta, baby. Here's the exact process step by step. The mother, as oxygen-rich blood flows from her system and enters a specialized area in the placenta called the intervillar space. This space is filled with pools of maternal blood. Within this space are tiny tree-like structures called fetal chorionic villi, which contain the baby's blood vessels. The mother's blood bathes these villi, creating a vast surface area for exchange. Crucially, the maternal and fetal blood systems never actually mix. Instead, a thin but highly effective barrier, the placental barrier, separates them. Oxygen, glucose, amino acids, vitamins, and all the essential nutrients the baby needs pass across this barrier from the mother's blood into the fetal blood. Once these nutrients enter the fetal capillaries within the villi, they are collected into the single large umbilical vein. This vein then carries the nutrient-rich blood through the umbilical cord directly to the baby's body. Simultaneously, the process works in reverse for waste removal. Waste products from the baby, like carbon dioxide and urea, travel from the baby's circulation through the 2 umbilical arteries, back to the placenta. There, these waste products cross the placental barrier into the mother's bloodstream, and her body's organs, like her lungs and kidneys, take care of eliminating them. It's an incredibly efficient and safe 2-way exchange system, all orchestrated by the placenta, with the umbilical cord acting as the delivery and removal service. So, the umbilical cord is more than just a tube. It's a multifunctional lifeline with several critical jobs. Let's break down its primary functions. First, there's gas exchange. The umbilical vein delivers oxygenated blood to the baby, and the umbilical arteries carry deoxygenated blood away. It's essentially the baby's lungs before birth. Second is nutrition supply. The cord is the baby's sole source of food, delivering a constant stream of glucose for energy, amino acids for building proteins, and vital nutrients like iron, vitamins, and electrolytes for healthy growth. Third, waste removal. As we mentioned, it efficiently transports metabolic waste products like urea and bilirubin away from the baby for the mother's body to process. Fourth is hormonal transport. The cord carries essential hormones like HCG and progesterone that are crucial for maintaining the pregnancy, as well as growth factors that regulate the baby's development. And finally, a very important function: immune protection. The mother passes on her own protective antibodies, specifically EGA antibodies, across the placenta. These antibodies travel through the umbilical vein to the baby, providing passive immunity that helps protect the newborn from infections during the first few months of life. On top of all this, the cord blood itself is a rich reservoir of life-saving hematopoietic stem cells, which can be used to treat various diseases later in life. Given its critical role, it's no surprise that doctors and sonographers monitor the umbilical cord carefully throughout pregnancy. While most cords function perfectly, certain variations or conditions can arise that require closer attention. For example, a single umbilical artery, or SWA, is a condition where the cord has only two vessels, one artery and one vein instead of the usual three. In some cases, this can be associated with other developmental issues, so it warrants extra monitoring. Another condition is a velamentous cord insertion, where the cord's blood vessels are not protected by Wharton's jelly at the point where they attach to the placenta, making them more vulnerable. Then there's the nuchal cord, which is when the cord is wrapped around the baby's neck. This is actually quite common and usually doesn't cause any problems, but doctors will keep an eye on it. True knots can also form in the cord if the baby moves around a lot. If a knot tightens, it can restrict blood flow, so these are also monitored. While these conditions sound serious, it's important to remember that with modern medical care, the vast majority of pregnancies with these variations remain healthy and result in a healthy baby. Finally, what happens to this incredible lifeline at the moment of birth? After the baby is born and takes its first breath, the umbilical cord's job is nearly done. For a few moments it continues to pulsate, transferring the remaining blood from the placenta to the newborn. In modern obstetrics, a practice called delayed cord clamping has become standard. This means that instead of clamping and cutting the cord immediately, healthcare professionals wait for at least 30 to 60 seconds, and sometimes longer. This simple delay allows a significant volume of iron-rich blood to transfer from the placenta to the baby. This extra blood has been shown to improve the baby's iron levels for several months and reduce the risk of anemia, giving the newborn a healthier start to life. Once clamped and cut, this amazing connection that sustained life for 9 months is gone, but its legacy lives on in a healthy, thriving baby. This invisible yet profoundly powerful connection between mother and baby is truly one of biology's greatest masterpieces. It's a perfect example of how our bodies perform extraordinary feats of science every single day. If you love clear science-backed explanations like this one, don't forget to follow Inside Human Biology for more educational content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.